Hi everyone, welcome to day 25 of Help Will Come Tomorrow. I'm FM Greeno. This is a survival game based in Siberia in 1917 where a bunch of survivors of a train wreck are trying to survive until someone comes to rescue them. I say they've made it about 2.5 weeks in so far. The guys who derailed their train are really hot on their trail, but we're trying to bump them off as we go along, and we got an opportunity to try and take some more out today. So let's go and get into that. So we're not in too bad shape today. We've got a little bit of fatigue, a little bit of hunger, a little bit of cold. But that's all to be expected. We've not really been able to cook anything for about a week. So everyone's been surviving on whatever we've had kicking around. But we do have an opportunity today, if we take a look at the expedition screen here, to get up into this area and take out some of the renegades. So that's our main aim today. What we do need to do, though, is to sort out a little bit of hunger and all that sort of stuff before we get going. So we don't have a lot to eat at the moment, it has to be said. We do have some stuff that they can eat, things like lard. I mean, I'm not sure if that's the greatest food to eat. We don't really want to be eating the psychedelic mushrooms. In fact, we'll get rid of them because there's no way we can cook them today. We've got rotten meat. Again, we don't really want to be eating that. So it's a bit tricky. Dimitri here is the hungriest. So you know what? We might treat him today. He can have the honey. That's going to sort him right out. We do have things like bugs and mushrooms to give everybody else. They won't be very fond of it, it has to be said. But needs must. They can have some mushrooms as well. There we go. That's dealt with the hunger issues for most people. We do need to give some water out. We did filter some right at the end yesterday. So we do have the opportunity to sort everyone's thirst out. Maria, as always, is thirstier than everybody else. Okay, so we have a bit of cold issues here. And exhaustion here with young Sergei. But nothing too serious. So now we are going to go out and try and bump off some of these rebels. So the first expedition we're going to send is these two guys. Now, we are going to send them with a bunch of tools to try and protect themselves as much as anything. So we have a rifle. It's Edward Gray's rifle. He can take some bullets with him as well. And we will take snowshoes. We will take a torch. We will take a knife as well. So that's us pretty much set for the expedition, I think. So off we go. Right, so I think probably we don't really want to go too circuitous a route, but maybe we'll have to. It would be helpful if some of these tiles were free, but they are not. Let's we don't really want to take a deer out at the moment. We're going to leave that for now. Yeah, we're not going to shoot the stag. Not with all these guys around. We're going to come up into this area here. We will search here just in case there's anything good to eat. Lost some action points there, and it's almost not worth it, really, was it? We'll take what we found. So which one do we want to go and do? I think we'll probably... Let's go up here. So let's see how this goes. The bonfire, which was supposed to lure the thugs, is long extinguished, but it served its purpose. At the entrance to the gorge, you can see the torches of the Kunkuji. The wind is loudly whisking the slope, stirring up snow. On the one hand, it's good. It will be easier to escape if the ambush fails. On the other hand, it will be harder to even see what's going on at the bottom of the gorge. If it wasn't for the torches, you'd have no idea that anybody got here. Judging by the movement of the torches, the bandits are splitting up. If your decoy was still burning, they'd focus on one of the gorges. But now they're probably not sure which part of the slope to investigate. Not good. If you cause the landslide now and bury some of the bandits, you might attract the attention of the rest of them. The wind stops for a moment, letting the dancing snow rest. Thanks to that, you notice there's only one of the scouts standing next to the smothered fire. A pair of Kankuji is traversing the other side of the ridge. The slope there is less steep, but you'd still be able to cause a landslide there. The biggest group is unfortunately still next to the entrance of the gorge. So, what are we going to do here? I mean, we've got to drop stones on the 2 Kankuji, haven't we? Let's do that. We're not going to leave the area. Oh, no. The boulders failed to get enough speed, and the thugs managed to escape. The noise also warned their companion on the other side of the ridge. Kankuji deliberated for a while at the entrance to the gorge, but as soon as the wind picked up, they gave up on further investigating the slope. The ambush is a complete failure. The thugs retreat back into the woods, while you leave your hideout in a somber mood. There's really a lot of the Kankuji, and they still work together with the renegades. Your chances of breaking the group apart are slim. Right. So that didn't go to plan, but we still have another chance here. So, you've been watching the 2 renegades from your hideout for quite some time, while they were frantically trying to deduce anything from the tracks you'd left behind. Although the thugs are behaving really carelessly, they annoyingly pass by all the places which you thought would be the best traps. You did not lean against any rotten trunk, haven't tipped any of the supports, nor stepped on any trigger. Even when they were passing relatively close to you, you did not have a good position to knock down on them a weakened tree. Oh, goodness. So what are we going to do here, then? We throw rocks to lure them to the right place, reveal yourselves so they start chasing you, or try to shoot them down. Throwing rocks is probably best, because at least we're hidden. Shh! Did you hear that? One of the renegades stops the other. That woodpecker looking for worms? No, listen. You throw a couple more stones to get the attention of the thugs, but without success. Bloody bird, the renegades seem to be focusing on something else. For a moment, you consider revealing yourself so that the bandits would follow you, but suddenly another voice reaches your group. A couple of throats singing a strange song in an unintelligible language. The chinks are here. Perfect. We'll give them vodka so that they'll search the grove while we're sitting comfy by the fire. Damn. Both Russians and the Kankuji is too much. You won't stand a chance in a fight, and there's no point in waiting until they all politely stand underneath a falling tree. This time you're forced to give up on the ambush and leave the area. Oh no! So that's 2 ambushes that have failed. That is disappointing, isn't it? Oh, what a shame. Okay, so what are we going to do? I think we're going to try and... Let's come down this way and see if we can find anything to take back to the camp, at least so that we have something to show for this mission. I can't believe we failed both of those missions. That's awful. We still have these 2 missions over here where we need to go and set the fire. So that's something we can definitely do. Let's come down to here and see if there's any honey around. That would be helpful if there is. Nope. Disappointing. We're going to run out of food at this rate as well, aren't we? So that's not good. Let's come down here where the rebels hang out. There's got to be something kicking about here. Well, there's some beans. There's some string. There's a mushroom. A big wooden log. So, what do we leave behind? Well, we drop the moss. Oh, come on. And we can drop the bone. We'll take the beans. Take the string, because that's always useful. Take the wooden log. And maybe if we drop the pine cone, we can at least take that mushroom. That's a little bit more useful, isn't it? I'm really disappointed at how that that mission went. There's nothing here that we really need, is there? No. Let's return to the camp with these guys then. Okay, so I think maybe what we're going to try and do then, if we can, do we have a... Yeah, we have more decoy fires ready to go. So we could potentially send these 2 out on an expedition with both of those. and try and get both of these set up ready for tomorrow. Let's do that. So, Sergei and Maria, you're going to take both of the decoy fires. You'll have one each. And I think we need to take the snowshoe so you don't get lost, the bullets, the rifle, and the torch. Okay. So, it doesn't really matter which way we go, I don't suppose. Let's come this way. There's nothing really there for us to try and find here. What have we got? We're not going to light the decoy bonfire there. We're going to light it over over here where the trap is set. Might as well search it though, because I think this is an area where there's potentially some food. Yeah, some berries. That's good. We'll have that. That'll keep us going a little bit. So over here, light the decoy bonfire. Okay, so that one's done. Now we can move. You know, we've never been to that tile there. Should we go and have a little look while we're here? No, we don't need to light a decoy bonfire there. What's up here? Oh, not an awful lot, but we'll search while we're here. It's an area, somehow or other, we've never been there. What's happened here? Uh-oh. You are venturing deeper into the taiga in search of suitably dry branches when you suddenly hear a sinister sound. You stop, close your eyes, and try to locate the source of the sound. Do you think it sounds like a growl or purring? Not good. You don't want to mess up with some forest predator. But we've got a gun. So let's see what's here. Carefully creep to the place where the sound comes from. Wolf! Shouts one of you at the sight of a pile of fur. It's no wolf, that's a lynx. Turns out the animal behind a fallen trunk, a shot cat, is dying. Beautiful animal, but in your situation, it's only a source of meat and fur. Finish the predator off and cover your footprints up thoroughly. You have no doubt the lynx was shot by one of the renegades, maybe even following it on the blood traces. Better not let him know about your presence. Okay, well that's helpful. We got some meat and some extra fur there, so we will take that. And we can come down here. This is where we're going to light the other decoy bonfire. Okay, so that's set there where we also have the trap. Let's just search the area while we're here, see if there's anything we can take with us. Nothing of any enormous consequence. We'll take the water. Clay comes in helpful sometimes. I'm not too worried about anything else. Anything worth checking out on the way back? Not really, is there? So I think we just return to the camp with what we've picked up so far. And that's set for tomorrow, so we can come and try and get some of the renegades if they head up that way. They're a little way away from their mine, so whether setting the decoy bonfires there was a good idea when they're so far away, I don't know, but hopefully they'll be attracted to it. So we got a few little action points left here now. It's a shame that we can't do any cooking or anything. So I wonder whether it's worth skinning this animal that we've just found. So let's come over here. Maria is pretty good at that sort of stuff. So where is the animal we found? Is it in the food section? Oh, we've got this hare as well, haven't we? So maybe we'll do that as well. But do we, in that case, actually, this is an idea. We won't get Maria to do that. Maybe Sergei can come and do the hare. Okay, so where's the hare? There it is. So that's used up his last action point for the day, but he has got a little bit of meat and some fur. Okay, then we can also get Sir Edward Grey to come up. Oh, that's not what we want to do. Over here, Sir Edward Grey, and he can skin the other animal, which is this lynx we just found. There we go. So what are we going to get out of that? A bone, 2 lots of fur, 2 lots of lard, 7 bits of meat. Okay. Now, they don't really like eating raw meat, but needs must. And so what we could do now is get Maria to come up here, and I'm sure that she would be able to make some clothes, and we can get something a bit warmer onto Dimitri here. He suffers with the cold a little bit because I keep leaving him out in the taiga, bless him. So, clothes. Not sure about warm, durable clothes. We haven't got enough. Oh no, we haven't got enough string. So he's already got decent quality clothes on, I think. So there's no point in doing that at all. Does it tell you what he's wearing? Can you see? So if you take that off him, can I see what it is? Yeah, decent quality clothes. Okay. So he needs to keep that on. Have these all got decent quality clothes, or is there anything better? Maria, the same, I suppose. Yeah. Okay. So there's no benefit in swapping clothes around. Sir Edward Grey is still the coldest anyway. So what can we do now? Obviously, we could do with filtering some more water. Maybe get Maria to make another cold balm. That might come in helpful for Sir Edward Grey. Might not be a bad shout. We have plenty of vodka left. What did we use last time? We used the marrow root, didn't we? How about some of the St. John's wort? Maria can come up here and prepare that. We'll give that to Sir Edward Grey and see if that warms him up a little bit. That will be in the food section, I believe. There it is. So, there we go. That's done him some good. And 1 action point left for our friend Dimitri here. So, we'll get him down to do the usual water filtering. We've got quite a bit at the moment. But I think it'll be useful to have some kicking around, so that we don't have to waste action points on occasions when we actually need them. So that means we now got 13 units of water left, so that's pretty helpful. Right, so in terms of who needs to have a little rest, only 10 fatigue there, 16 for Dimitri, 8 for Sir Edward, but I want him to go and warm up. So Maria is going to be the one that misses out today. These guys are all going to head in for a rest. And that is our day complete. So once again, we're going to get into the night time and see what the guys would like to talk about around the campfire area. Uh-oh. The final showdown. 2 gunshots echo through the valley late in the afternoon. It's the renegades sending signals to the lost scouts and the Kunkuji hunters to group up in the place of the ambush. It's also an alarm signal for you. The train from the east must have crossed already the border station and will finally be here by the evening. You can't let it get derailed. You take all you need from the camp and sneak up near the railroad tracks. Today is the final showdown. Oh my goodness. You know the plan of the ambush. Previously, the renegades detonated the biggest charges when the train had already run into them, while they also blew up the tracks. Because of that, the wagons were torn away from each other instead of just derailing, which did most of the bandits' work for them. Train service, the soldiers coming back from the front, and some of the passengers were hurt really badly during the crash, and were not even trying to defend themselves. Now the bandits are surely planning on doing the same thing, because they care about the cargo, not the lives of the travellers. The renegades are not even trying to hide. The biggest group is waiting by the tracks, while the smaller unit is on the eastern hill to look out for the train and detonate the charges in time. Although you've been working hard during the past few days to thin their ranks, there's too many of the bandits to openly attack them. Yes, thought there might be. Good thing some of them are scattered. They probably decided to stand like this to be able to attack the whole of the train as fast as they can, before the passengers try to oppose them. The charges are easily visible in the light of the moon. There's obviously no one near them. Unfortunately, you won't be able to sneak up on them unnoticed. Maybe you could crawl to the hill and look for wires. The renegades are surely using a precise detonator, not a simple fuse, to activate the dynamite at the right moment. It's bloody risky, but if you manage to stealthily cut the wires, the train would be saved. Oh, blimey, oh. On we go. Now, some of this is behind my head, so you'll have to trust me when I tell you what it says. There's a lot of thugs, but not enough to cover the whole area. Either way, they are certainly not expecting that you'd dare to disrupt their plans. Because of that, you easily manage to reach the shrubs at the bottom of the foot of the lookout hill even. But there's a problem. From a distance, the place looked much more overgrown. Now you can see that any movement between the dynamite and the guards on the hill will not remain unnoticed. In such a case, looking for cables is suicide. When you're thinking of circling the hill wouldn't be a better idea, you notice in the east a lamp of an oncoming locomotive. There's no time to waste. You have to take the risk. You climb the slope, not longer caring about hiding from sight. The two bandits are waving their caps to signal the others. You surprise them completely, and in a blink of an eye, end their lives. The third renegade jumps to his feet from the detonator and tries to get to the rifles, but luckily for you, he slips on the snow and falls down. You take over the stockpile of weapons and crush his head with the iron-shod butt of a rifle. We turned into Rambo. Meanwhile, the renegade chieftain is shouting commands in Russian and Chinese, probably telling his subordinates to storm the hill and regain control of the detonators. The train will arrive any second now. If you manage to hold the position long enough, it will miss the explosives, but it will run into the wreckage of your train lying further to the west. You have to send some sort of a warning signal. If the train derails, the chance of rescue will be lost, no matter the outcome of the clash. Maybe gunshots? No, they will definitely hear them too late in the approaching locomotives. Maybe the dynamite. That sounds a bit risky. There are two detonators. The wires of one of them go to the main charge, while the other one is connected with the dynamite, which is supposed to explode in front of the locomotive. Praying for the cables not to break, you start pulling the smaller charge up the hill. Smart move. At the same time, you're blindly shooting at the slope, where the Konkuji are trying to storm your position. The bandits' attack is rather sluggish. It should come as no surprise since they are easy targets given where you are. On top of that, they know that the train will derail even without the detonator. They'll just have a harder time dealing with the soldiers protecting it. Still, they're not giving up completely, and they are fiercely showering the hill with a hail of bullets. The support charge, pulled by you by the wires, is off the tracks. Probably won't destroy them from this distance. The train is coming at full speed. It's high time. You press the lever of the detonator, and a moment later, the bushes on the slope are blown into the air. The bang is accompanied by the squeal of the brakes. The skirmish was surprisingly short. Despite everything, the renegades tried to storm the wagons, relying on the element of surprise. However, the loud explosion warned the guards, and the emergency braking gave them time to take their positions and fight off the first attack. When the heavy Maxim machine gun sounded from the armoured turret, killing a group of the Konkuji, the rest of the bandits ran away or surrendered. You, too, were initially ordered to put down your weapons and kneel next to the prisoners. But a moment after this dry greeting, a Russian colonel recognised who was on the other side. "Shiver me timbers," utters with amazement the mustachioed commandant. "Good job. You must have been freezing your asses off in this forest for a whole day just to warn us." You have no answer. You just start loudly laughing, and the baffled colonel orders to bring you warm blankets and invites you to his wagon for some slivovitz. So it looks like we've saved the day. So achievement unlocked behind my head says help did come. So is that the end? Have we've completed it? Let's see what this animation is all about. That's the slivovitz they just spoke of. Well, that's pretty cool. So it looks like we saved the train. We captured the bandits, or killed any that were not willing to surrender immediately. Wow, okay, so the future fates of our 4 survivors. Everybody survived. Come on. So, Maria. For some time after the rescue, Maria was regarded as a sensation. The face of the girl from the proletariat who faced the Siberian hell, catchy, adorned more than a few propaganda posters. The Bolshevik press wrote about her, and she was even offered a job in the forming Zhenotel even. However, the girl did not like the fame, so she pulled herself away from the spotlight and once again found employment on the railway, this time as a station master of a small station in the heart of the taiga. There, she could in peace talk to the ghost of her beloved brother, Pietrusha. Oh, so it's a kind of a nice ending for her. A quiet life out in the backwoods where she feels close to his spirit. How about Dmitri? Although the Siberian adventure took its toll on the captain, he never abandoned his mission. Until the end of the year, he centered around him the loyal soldiers of the Khabarovsk land and Amur, after which he passed the command to General Anton Denikin. Sokolov's health did not let him take part in fighting the Bolsheviks, but his help was invaluable in the command center, and he quickly rose in the ranks. When the volunteer army finally lost in Crimea, Dmitri received an order to evacuate, along with the Black Baron Wrangel. He moved to Constantinople, where for years he worked with the Russian All-Military Union and was smashing NKVD agents. Okay, so he's probably happy with all of that. How about Sir Edward Grey? I wonder if they found out he's actually a spy or not. The civil war in Russia and the tense relations between China and Japan doomed Edward's work for the railway company in Far East, while rumours about his ties with British intelligence forced him to hastily leave Asia. The man therefore moved to Canada, where he spent a few years in the administration of the Pacific Railway. To fight off the boredom of his job, he started writing wagon literature, stories which always centred around Edward's alter ego, an MI6 spy pretending to be the railway inspector. Although his work were rarely praised by the critics, his volume about adventures in Siberia became a bestseller. So he used his experiences to make a few quid. Good on him. And how about Sergei? Did anything happen in his life to cheer him up? Having escaped with his life from both the war trenches and the Siberian disaster, Sergei finally understood that it was time to stop dwelling on his old nightmares and to move on. After recovering, the young man moved to Permskoye, to his beloved Natalia. Oh yes, I remember he was writing to her earlier on. Together, they decided to hide in the taiga to avoid the revolutionary turmoil. They went north and joined a peaceful Evenk tribe, which did not ask any questions about their past. He spent the rest of his life as a reindeer shepherd and enjoyed every sunrise. You see, sometimes it's the simple things in life. Glad to hear that he went on to have a happy and fulfilling life. Good on him. So, that looks like it's the end. We have come to the end of the journey. Everybody survived. I'm not sure we did everything to the best of our ability, and I'm sure we could have taken out a few more of the renegades towards the end of the game. We were a little bit careless about how we did that, but overall, I'm pretty pleased that everyone managed to get through it. Didn't have any major disasters along the line, so yeah, all good. Well, I hope you enjoyed this series. It's been a lot of fun to make, something a little bit different for me on my channel, but I really enjoyed it. And if you like this episode, please drop a like on there for me. And if you've got any comments about this episode or the series as a whole, how things concluded, I would love to see them below. And of course, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, come and hop on the Greeno bus. There is plenty of room for you all. It just remains for me to thank you for watching, and I will see you soon for other content on my channel. Bye for now.